Yeah, Brain.
Yeah.
If I can, real quick, I found it. Here's what it reads from their EULA. In addition to the provisions of Section 3, subsection B, and 5B 4, you agree to defend, indemnify, and hold harmless Homecoming, any third parties under agreement with Homecoming, any parent, subsidiary, or affiliate of Homecoming, and any employee, agent, supplier, licensee, customer, distributor, shareholder, director of office, or any of the foregoing,
They
as
can't
well
do
as any
that.
person using the game and any person or entity that becomes aware of your use of the game at any time with respect to
They can't say
playing.
that.
Yeah, so they're
Law.
claiming to have stocks. So NC Soft is not going to be happy.
Big think.
I mean, they
have
probably
stocks
didn't
in
read most
home.
of what they copy pasted.
Yeah, they have.
Let's be totally honest. They did a find and replace, then posted it.
I mean, they have stocks in their own Homecoming LLC, but
they already had to amend one part of it where they talked about like logging people's private chats or whatever. So that is possible, but they just didn't remove that part because they're fucking idiots.
Like real talk, they almost definitely just did a find and replace and just pasted it on their webpage because they're too fucking lazy to do anything right.
Yeah, and I went through pointing out all the legal faults. And here's the thing: I'm not a lawyer. I'm just an English major who knows how to read law.
Let me ask you this: Big Boss, if there's any way you could get one of the Oro devs to come in here, because they're so fucked, they're so stupid and fucked right now for talking with Leo and having him in their Discord, just because of this, and they might not even realize it. If someone can like Manic Coder or Cloud in here. One of the
technically by this agreement, they are tying Orodev to their own development and putting them in legal hot water.
They could just dump it all on them. Not even that. It's just even associating with Homecoming at this point for any independent coder or developer is literally saying, "Hey, I want a $20 million lawsuit at my front door."
We might need to tag Michael Dopp in voice chat here.
Here's something for you because I'm keeping up on the forum posts, and Leo just posted this bluntly. A lot of the calls for transparency are to stir drama and cry how things, quote, aren't being done, end quote. Just because they are not happening fast enough. No, they're not going to give you daily updates on how every single aspect of the LLC is run. They got better things to do with their times, like actually run the servers that go down every 15 minutes. A lot of posters who complain about transparency are just trying to hold Homecoming to impossible standards to seed fear, uncertainty, and doubt on players. He also posted, hang on a second, talking about their funding. Somebody put up there, didn't Homecoming also take $1,250 as an extra contingency fund? Yeah, this is Leo's answer. Yes, and it was used both for the extended stay and DO, which was Dolphin Online, I believe, for an extra week due to PayPal locking up funds, and for a code signing certificate in order to start having less issues with antivirus software. As far as I know, they have spent more money than they've taken in. It is my understanding that exact expenses will become published on each donation thread. Again, disclaimer, neither I nor anyone associated with SCORE is part of the Homecoming LLC.
Okay, so let's back that up. There's a lot of shit to unpack there.
Hello, Michael.
Yo, what's up?
So Leo essentially is telling everyone retardedly to get fucked if you're asking questions about the LLC and how they can do this legally. He's also telling everyone to stop asking questions and just think about the server being there. Go play the game, boy.
Yeah.
All right,
bullshit things.
We might need to let Michael know why there would be some problems.
You need to sit down. Hold on, Goat. Hold on. Mike, you really need to sit down and do like a meeting with these Oro devs guys and really talk to them about cutting out Homecoming. And it's not drama related. I mean, this EULA they put up, if this is legit, and they got a secret sale where they're leasing the license. If they keep talking with Leo, keeping them in their server, I don't give a damn about their neutrality and their morals and ethics. Legally, they're asking for it. Like they're just asking for some shit to come their way. Because
I know.
Right? Like at that point, it is government.
Guys, goddamn. Because Mike, what's gonna happen? I already said this before. Is all it takes is them to just Leo and them to log whatever's taught you guys do in that entire Discord, to save it, send it to a lawyer, send it to NCSoft and say, look, they're not listening to our EULA that we agreed upon together. Do something about it, and then not every single one of those people in the Discord that have been working on the code to try to get open source get fucked with a $20 million lawsuit. and it's all
Oh
class
yeah,
action.
no, I know, which is why I personally think that Orodev are working with Homecoming.
Oh no.
I literally think that this whole thing.
I thought that was confirmed already.
No, but I think it's worse than that. I think that they're literally a smokescreen for development for Homecoming.
What I would tell them is that EULA, since you're working with them and providing them with code and helping them, you, by doing this and agreeing to it, or if you have agreed to it upon playing, ties you with their legal fate.
Yeah, but don't forget, nobody, as far as I know, like the people that I've dealt with in Orodev don't play on Homecoming anyway.
You need to warn them though, because they invited Leandro.
Yeah, well, but he's in their Discord because their Discord is public. Like he's not like a member of their team.
They need to start banning the Homecoming people if they don't want to all be like liable, because this EULA puts a lot in you, me, everybody. Like I said it would when Rainier was here literally weeks ago. I said, you guys are downplaying this legal shit. It's common. If they're putting this stuff up, you have a 50-50 shot here. Either A, it's all bullshit and they're riding it out in hopes that NCSoft never notices and nothing ever happens, which is insane. Yeah. And also a possibility. Or B, they did a secret sale where they either bought the license or they have the license leased to them. Game companies do this all the time. They lease out engines and per month with a payment plan or whatever it is, and they agreed upon it. And now all it's going to take now is maybe 3 more months, maybe another month, maybe it's 2 months, and you're going to start seeing legal shit coming down the pipeline. We know that there's people who are involved with Homecoming or Spore or Leandro that have now gone after other servers, tried to brute them, have taken pictures of Methral's fucking door and made a clear attempt at sabotage. I mean, this is
it was also it was worse than that as well. It was actually significantly worse than that.
Yeah, Zez and I have been talking behind the scenes quite a bit. He kind of fed me a little bit because I asked if Methral was okay, and he kind of I know how it is, Mike. I know what's going on with that. It's it's a shit show. And
tell
so
him to buy a gun and shoot whoever comes on his property who doesn't know.
And you're going to see about maybe 2-3 more months, and everyone's going to get slapped with a letter in the mailbox. At least the people they can get, the main people.
Yeah.
So Rain, me, Methral, Pizzazz, the Manic Coder, you, Mike, probably. I mean, especially you, Mike. I mean, you told Jimmy to get fucked. Your name's going to be first in the mailbox. That's the.
Oh yeah, I know.
So I have a feeling.
I'm hoping they do. Like me personally, I don't care. But there are other people that would care. We'll meet up
at the bar in Korea as we're in the Korean courtrooms, and we'll all get drunk before we go. It'll be great.
Yeah.
If anyone well versed in the legal shit has been paying attention, because I'm like hopping between Discords, but have been paying attention to the shit Brain has said, if you could DM that to me, because I'm talking to the co-admin of Scott's and telling him that he needs to they need to review their relationship with Homecoming, because this could get really fucking bad.
We have the bot going, the Craig bot recording, so you can just play this back later.
And I'll go back and listen to it again.
You don't even need to do that. Look, I'd rather them not think because people think we're biased, so I don't really want that. Just tell the world devs and them to go read that entire EULA and ask a law fag. Ask them what they think of that. And tell them, what does that say?
I'll tell you exactly what they'll say. They will say, that's nothing to do with us. We're working on I-24.
Except the parts where they specifically say, anybody else not working with us, you're getting fucked, buddy.
Yeah, I want to point out, I am not a law fag, but
it's agreement to basically say you're going to play on this server. You're not going to do anything to tamper the game, and you're going to only do things with this, and you can't hold us liable for whatever happens to you.
They did remove the part about the modification of game code, if I remember correctly.
I mean, it's all in there, dude. It doesn't matter. They're fucking dumb. Anybody who tries to openly associate with Homecoming at this point and wants to work on the game, they need to go underground. They got to keep their mouth shut. Either A, if you go work with them, you better hope they pay you, or B, and you better hope you're in good graces with Leo as you take his dick in your mouth. Or B, you go underground and you hope to God nobody doxes you. You just hope the lawyer's inept enough to not figure out who you are online.
Oh, dude.
It's definitely coming, dude.
See, that's why my emails have no relation to me, and I have like 4 emails.
Yeah, but you guys are good. I mean, I'll get it in the mailbox. I already expect it. That's why I did everything first legally, because I knew. I knew. I had a feeling. I was like, the way they act with everybody else and what they're planning and stuff like that, there's no fucking way. That's under the. If you really are one of those people that take the side that they didn't get shit and they're just hoping to God that it's abandonware and Cypher doesn't give a damn about the law. Like
serves them right for assisting such dangerous and illegal rogue servers as coxg. Am I right?
It's just. I mean, I don't know.
Also, why the fuck is nobody else making clowns? We got 2 here.
Just reading the EULA, they destroyed their own nonprofit status.
I was trying to draw.
Yeah, it's also. I'm pretty sure the EULA, if anyone contests it, is just going to get torn apart because it's basically unenforceable.
Yeah, I know it is.
Worse than that, because they destroyed their own nonprofit status with this.
Well, they don't have a nonprofit status.
Yeah, they stopped. They decided not to.
They went for profit. They made an LLC.
Well, their excuse for that though is that it takes a while to become a nonprofit. So they're hoping to get the tax exempt status, and then they can go nonprofit or something like that.
I just feel like that's a lie, dude. That's 100% lie.
They're just fucking lying.
No, what they did removes their tax exempt status because they're now for profit and all of that.
Okay. Now, Brain, going back to this sort of stuff again from the forum post. This is Leandro posting. This is, from what I have been told, applying for nonprofit status takes months, and as long as the LLC keeps track of all the money they got and where it went, this will be taken into account and not be an issue.
It doesn't matter. That's a lie.
How much is the fee to force them to reveal their information?
Literally, Paladin, go to Florida, look up on Florida's nonprofit, type in Thunder Spy. We're going to be right at the top. It's a lie.
Thunder Spy!
It took 10 days, 10 business days to get us up there. The only thing I'm waiting for now is for the federal government to mail me the package for our tax EIN, and then that's it.
This is from the Florida Department of State, right?
Yep, here, I'll get you the link. You're gonna see it.
Typed in Thunder Spy and
I'm just trying to find the right spot because they have.
You're gonna see it.
Fucked.
You're gonna see it, and then you're gonna all dox me because you're gonna see my full name, and then you're gonna see my wife's name and her sister's name.
Somebody informed me
you're doxing yourself. Brain, you can send that to me in DM, dude.
Well, you have to when you open a nonprofit. I don't care.
It's just how it is. Yeah.
Hey,
someone could have found this already anyway. So.
Somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you can. I have to do that because it's a business. I mean, nonprofit. The only thing it does is protects my address and all that other stuff. Just tells you my name.
So, something interesting. Somebody messaged me that for a fee, you can force homecoming, since they filed and all of that as an LLC. That for a small fee, you can ask for a copy of their tax history, and filing statuses.
We'll have to wait until they're required to file first, though.
Oh yeah, I found you, Brain. I found you now. Thunder Spy Gaming Incorporated. Document number and status is active.
Yep, we're legit. So he's lying, Leo. You can literally take that screenshot, post it in the forum, and say, "But that's not true. It took coxg 10 days." And they got nonprofit. So why are you saying it takes forever to get it? So that's immediately a lie. You don't even need to look into that. As soon as Leo said that nonprofit's just way too hard to get into, just dismiss it as a lie. It's not true.
Well, what I'm laughing at so hard here is that in most every single post, Leo's been saying that I'm not not that I nor Score is associated with Homecoming, yet he's the one on the forum as an admin answering the questions on this statement. I mean, there's just so much bullshit around this. It's just ridiculous.
It's the money. This has got to be it. It's got to be because of the money, because they're raking in $7,000 a month. They're going to be doing $7,000 a month. It's unaccountable. Their player base will never call them out on their bullshit numbers that don't fucking add up. And it's not a nonprofit. So they can just rake in however much money they want a month. That's got to be the only reason that they are so fucking anal about this.
We need a hero.
They're raking 7-8 grand in
we don't need a
minutes,
hero.
not like a month in 20 fucking minutes.
Well, yeah, but they'll do that monthly now.
Yeah. But assuming all this goes well for them, wouldn't they be able to technically leave it open?
since you guys are reading all this, I mean, what's the forum's reaction to this? What is the normal player base reaction to this? What's the anonymous threads, the Reddits, and even their forum saying to this? Are they praising it and sucking Leo dick still, or is somebody actually asking questions?
Seriously, quit giving them a hard time and just sign the silly agreement. Just play, have fun, and don't worry about the legalese.
Don't do that to me, big boss. I can't.
No, seriously, that is what somebody on their forum said, and somebody seconded that.
See, I would like to thank everybody for signing their soul away from me, because who actually reads the agreements they sign?
But also saying that, Brain, there are people on there who are asking questions like, okay, there's something really fucked up about this.
I can't wait to see them take small Asian dick.
Oh, well, there is some people asking, this is from the Homecoming Forum too. This seems incredibly wrong. What happened to becoming a nonprofit, or is that a lie too? This whole EULA makes me think you are not using the funds the way you promised this community. You are not being as transparent as promised. From what
that's probably what triggered Leo to tell everybody to get funds.
So this is
right under it.
What's amazing is that Leo literally tells everybody to get fucked, act smug, and then he responds with saying, "Trust me, guys, I've seen what they're doing with their money. Don't worry, I've seen it. You don't need to see those receipts. Don't worry, they're gonna post them. I've seen it though. It's good."
We're gonna file to.
This sounds like the fucking happy merchant is sitting there.
Like as soon as who was it? Goat reading it. As soon as you said Leo fucking started a message with, "It's really hard to get a nonprofit versus an LLC." I just proved it wrong. It took 10 days. I filed it today. I had it done.
Yeah, like some people, I read it bit by bit and dissected what it said, and he can't enforce that unless he actually has a lawyer.
Listen, Agrippa, Leo is Jesus Christ walking on water. He literally, he can do no wrong. 7 years, and he just...
No, see, I know Jesus. He would turn Leo into a fish.
Look, here's how it works. I'm telling you, he's literally the Jesus Christ story, except instead of 3 days, he revives himself. It's 7 years.
Lazy bastard.
His own community turns on him and wants him fucking spiked by the Romans, and then he gets fucking stabbed and all that shit and crucified. Then a couple months pass and Homecoming appears, and suddenly he resurrects from the dead and walks on water and turns water to wine. It's fucking amazing. It's wild. It's a weird conniption, and everybody loves him. He's literally Jesus Christ, the story. It doesn't make sense. Can do no wrong.
It does make sense if you understand that he's had 7 years to basically operate a cult, and I bet you anything the score group has been in on this since day one.
Like, he got caught doing gay ops for 7 years by fucking up people working on, like, he literally, him and his score team, his coder team, ran around, and anytime got somebody felt like they were about to be on the cusp of getting some code up for City of Heroes. I mean, how does nobody remember this? He would intentionally bomb it. He would fuck it up.
He's got the score, because the score group is involved in Homecoming. Easily they are, because he keeps mentioning score in there. And so you've got people running the same kind of gay ops and the same kind of operation, just on a larger scale now.
He's doing the same shit he was been doing. It's just one different server. It's literally, it hasn't changed. It's just same guy. He's an Argentinian fuck. Yeah, so Pizzazz, listen, dude, you need to talk to Methril about this too. Michael doesn't trust some of the Oro guys, and obviously I know you're good peoples, and so is Meth, but this EULA puts all you coder guys in a really bad spot. I mean, we know how easy it is to dox you guys. They already got Meth. I mean, instantly they got Meth. They didn't even need that. The issue legally speaking is your open public Discord with the Ouroboros step. So that Discord right now has Homecoming staff in there. Leandro, GM Jimmy, all those guys that are legally, so quote unquote, legally. I'm using air quotes when I say that. It's not confirmed. It's just they say it. Tony V says it, and supposedly it's true. We don't know. But we're going to assume that because they put out EULA. At least I am. And so what that does is all they have to do, if they are literally leasing the license from NC Software and figured out a deal where they can legally write up contracts like EULAs or recopy contracts in this case and not get in trouble for it, you're asking for trouble if you're a coder. If you're working on I-24 shit, any of you guys working on mods or open source stuff, you're literally asking for a $20 million lawsuit because that's how much the game is supposedly worth. And all it will take is Leandro and Jimmy and Tempest to literally archive your entire Discord chats, all of them, send them to if they have a lawyer, send them to a lawyer that whoever was doing the dealings with NCSoft and say, hey, send this over to NCSoft and stop this because we have your EULA out, we're under agreement, and we agreed on these terms, and you need to enforce that. And guess what happens, Pizzazz? You, Methril, Mike, Cloud, the Manic Coder, Elena, all of you guys are going to get letters in your mailbox and $1 million lawsuits with tons of stuff. See, this is where Mike was just talking about this. Unless those people were hired as independent contractors to work on it. But again, that would all have to be in agreement with whatever deal they made with NCSoft. If NCSoft said they can hire their own coders and work on stuff, well then, yes, some of you guys might be okay as long as you suck a little Leo dick, and you might be able to volunteer as a contractor, do volunteer work or whatever, and argue that and whatever in court. But no matter what, you still have to go to court, Pizzazz, to make that claim. You still have to go to the clerk of the court. And this isn't the court down the street from your house, buddy. Don't be fooled. They're talking about they would file this in whatever state you're in and want you to go to them.
So
because wherever they would be hosting that license at would be where you go. So it's either two places. A, they would file it and say you need to literally fly to be in the courtroom at this time in wherever it's filed for the LLC for Cypher's little thing for homecoming, or you need to fly to South fucking Korea in Seoul and go to court there in court because it's NCSoft's territory. And you should figure out.
They'd probably bring you to Cali for NC West.
I mean, probably. What I'm saying is that you still have to fly somewhere. You have to go there. That doesn't matter how they're going to get there. You just have to go.
I want to.
All I'm saying is, Pizzazz, if your people keep working and talking with a homecoming, now that they have a legal contract of terms and service, and in their terms of service, they have stuff about manipulating the game, you guys are legally putting yourself in danger every time you let them, even just every second that they sit in your Discord, every moment that they interact with you guys about open source coding, every moment that they see what you guys are doing with the coding and development, every time you update that wiki page, you are liable for whatever's coming your way. And you will have to be a goddamn fool. Any of these Scots, you guys, the Oro Dev guys, yourself included, if you think for 2 seconds that none of this stuff that's been coming down the pipeline, like I said way in the beginning, is not leading up to legal DMCAs and cease and desists. So I would suggest that you sit down with Cloud and Manic Coder and the heads of the Oro Dev guys and figure out if they're team homecoming and some of them are working for it, or if they're still on this open source idea, and if they are, what they want to do to protect themselves. Because Metro was the tip of the iceberg. The whole door thing, what they did, that's the tip. They fucked up his business of $300,000, Pizzazz. If they're willing to fuck you into the dirt and you ruin your in-life stuff illegally, imagine what they're going to do to you legally. It's just a reality. Be smart. I'm going to tell the same shit to Rain and Wretched and anyone else hosting a Discord. They have to. Yeah. I'm just saying, Pizzazz, legally speaking, stay safe. You guys are now in red hot fucking boiling water. You're the frog in the boiling water, and he just cranked it up to 7. You were sitting at like a 5 or a 4. Now it's at a 7. Eventually, he's going to go from middle hot to fucking full blown, and that's when you're going to get shit on. And you guys need to get smart. One of you, it doesn't matter. Maybe you Wordevs get smart and figure out, maybe go talk to a lawyer. Have them look at what you guys are doing. Look up abandonware clauses. Make sure that lawyer has history working with gaming companies, things like that, or at least working with software and software companies and that kind of stuff. You guys got to get prepared. It's ridiculous that I've talked to Rain and Wretched in here 3 weeks ago, and they all kind of just scoffed at the idea. And I told them, I said, this is it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. When they said I was crazy for getting like $2-3 grand in on getting us all the legal shit, so we were safe. Nobody's gonna be safe. Even if I can't now, I have to shut down any talks of modding. Like modding options are off the table until we know what the fuck Homecoming's doing. Because if I put a single ounce of modding out right now, and I've already done it with the art stuff, so I've already taken that hit. I'm already open to it. Then they can claim that we're manipulating the code. I have to be wary now about in-house coders and modelers and all that other stuff. I was going to make applications. Now I got to be kind of like, okay, now I need to talk to my lawyer this week and figure out if that's okay now, because I don't know. I mean, these are just fucking realities, man. It's a dangerous territory to be in. So either A, you can keep working on it open source and just go underground and stay anonymous and hope to God you never get a knock on your door. Or B, suck some Leo dick and hope that Leo just takes you in and says you're with them. You just pick a side. You guys can't stay neutral, man. You just can't.
Really quickly, I've been in contact with Rain. She's aware of what's going on right now, but she's on vacation, so she won't be able to really do anything right now.
She's good.
Absolutely.
Of course.
I'm sorry, but Rain is not trustworthy considering they were on Leo's server
Oh,
before.
dude, she's in the same boat, dude. It doesn't matter.
They were on the secret server, therefore they can never be trusted again. Like, I mean, that's ridiculous.
Wretched was on the server too.
You can't trust cult members.
She's shown more than enough that she's worthy of trusting.
She's the one who leaked all the shit to Tempe, though.
Well, it doesn't matter what you think of the Reddit server people. What I'm saying is anybody who hosts a server is in trouble. So she's already on that list. It doesn't matter.
So I wanted to ask, because I don't know. So does Homecoming at the moment have a policy where you can't play on other people's accounts? Like, if I make an account,
I mean, they have the EULA, so you have to agree a bunch of stuff. I mean, somebody was
that's what I'm getting to. Is like, so because I don't know if they enforce this yet on if you have to play on your account.
They did.
So
the conduct in terms of service enforces all that. You have to agree upon that when you play.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, let me get to that, right? So I don't see where it says Faggot 1 can't let Faggot 2 play on his account.
Well, I mean,
so what that means, because right here it says Article D, number 1 definitions. You/your is a person who may click accept according to section 5 below. If I don't say I make an account, I click accept, I agree to the terms of service, I do the same thing in the game, and then I say, okay, I've agreed to it, here you go, brain, play on my account. You didn't touch a damn thing. You aren't liable to shit.
No,
so it's like,
EULA says.
I mean, it's not really going to get you anything legally. They're just going to ban you from their server. I mean, that's all.
Well, that's what I'm just saying.
Thing. You can't use the EULA on anything.
But yeah, Pizzazz, I really think you need to sit down quietly, not openly, and just talk to the world guys about this kind of stuff. They need, and make sure they read the whole EULA. They need to read it. Don't just say coxg told it. No, read it. Tell them go read it. Read it yourself, and figure out. Okay, so what can they get us for? What does this mean? Because I'm under the impression that I'm gone from I think they're bullshitting to they're probably real. It's probably legit. I think they're probably leasing the license, which means they have a partnership with NCSoft of some capacity and some agreements. And I think that eventually, if they don't like someone enough, they'll tell NCSoft to do something about it because they agreed upon it on whatever contracts they sign for however long the lease is for. It could be a year-long lease, and for a whole year, they could tell you, they could shut you down, Pizzazz. They can say Pizzazz is working on your beta I-24 and not what we agreed upon. Pizzazz has to go. He's hosting other people's servers. He's got to go.
So what do we as players do?
Don't play on Homecoming.
Go play on
Don't play Homecoming and
jeez.
Don't sign it. If you're not coding or manipulating the game or trying to fix the game, hosting the game, you're fine. You can play it. You're not going to be affected by it. If you go play on Homecoming,
I wanted to help. I mean, I wanted to work on stuff, but
if you go play on Homecoming, you just have to agree to those terms, make sure you understand them, and hope to God that.
That's what I was trying to say, though, nigga. Is like if I make and agree to all that shit and then give it to you and you didn't sign it, then you're not held to that at all because you're not me.
That's called in court. They call that clean hands disclosure. Your hands are dirty; they're not clean. Therefore, they treat that as you knew what you were doing type thing.
Well, I mean, the thing is like they punish me; they don't punish you. Is what I'm getting.
No, I get punished as well, but it could be thrown out. I mean, you're not going to go to court though for fucking playing on someone else's account. They're just going to ban you. But I get what you're saying. You're just using it as an example.
Yeah.
Even if the thing is with most EULAs, when you play the game, you automatically agree upon it. Like it's set like that. So as soon as you turn on the game the first time, you agree upon the terms. Doesn't matter. So
well, I mean, what if the terms don't even pop up for you though? Is what I'm saying. Like
if you automatically agree by playing it, that means it isn't enforceable though. It needs a signature, or else the court will just laugh at it.
No, you when you first log into the game, you still have to agree upon it. You can decline it, but it'll just close out the game until you agree. I mean, that's any game.
Is it going to keep popping up every single time you put it up?
And it's also you're wrong on that because most games that you buy, when you're loading into the game in the beginning, you're going to see a small EULA. Like if you buy any game for the consoles and stuff, you see those. Like, and they just automatically treat it as that. That's how they get away with a lot of stuff.
That's just why I was saying is like why like the whole you can't share account credentials, so that way everyone has to agree or disagree to the EULA. But
dude, I mean,
if you were never even presented it or made aware of it, then I don't see how you are held in contempt at all.
I mean, again, it's just little nitpicking stuff. I mean, it's all debatable. All I know is that for a fact, what do we do? When I first got the server set up, I paid for the first month, and then the majority of the money went to legal stuff. So, first thing I did was set up I was waiting. I was going to wait. I put it under my old nonprofit from my PayPal until end of the month, and I was just going to rename it and reactivate the nonprofit. Cypher literally sent some other dude to randomly threaten me with this whole you might have to answer to some quote unquote moral arguments down the road, which essentially led to me to go, okay, so he's threatening me with legal action. Like that's what Cypher is doing. So I immediately got a brand new nonprofit. I got a law firm. I got a business, everything, business, all this stuff. The only thing I didn't get yet was a 503 tax exemption. I provide everything as an open source, and everything I do goes straight into the company. I have an AP payroll, and everything like that. Like it's all on the up and up. I have an accountant through what I did with Swifty File, and I have a lawyer that represents our nonprofit in Hollywood, Florida. So we're good for the most part, as long as I'm not running around pizzazz and telling people keep giving me money, and I'm literally buying boats and never using it in any capacity on the nonprofit itself, which is the nonprofit goal is to just host a private server for everyone to play on of an abandonware game, which is City of Heroes. Then we're fine. I mean, they could cease and desist me, but I could ignore that. They can take me to court, and the only thing the court's going to ask, the judge is going to ask is, well, have you been making money off the game? Have you caused any damages to the company? And I'll be like, well, I've so far got a donation total of $1,500, and all of it came to you, sir, to see you up here in court and get a lawyer. It's like, okay, this is dismissed, settle out of court. And then NCSoft would be really angry and want to make sure I have to pay a bunch of fines. That's about it. And that's the most they could do. But pizzazz, what I did was put yeah, right. Well, what I did.
Oh no, the Korean mafia.
A lot of legal buffers and protections.
Triads.
Did it the right way in order to avoid this stuff. None of the other servers or the coder people have done this. Like, if you guys were on the Oro Devs guys got together and formed a nonprofit, and your goal was to work on reinvigorating abandonware, you know what other company did that and then swapped to for-profit? That would be GOG.com. GOG Gaming was the first ones that did it, and what their goal is to literally bring back games that don't exist anymore. And They ran around doing a bunch of stuff to get it done. There's an entire documentary on it. Green Man Gaming was another one that did it. And they're both located in Russia areas and in Eastern Europe, Russia. So these are things you can do. If you don't think NCSoft is not going to come after you, Pizzazz, I want you to go look up what NCSoft did to a server similar to Homecoming on Lineage 2, where they claimed that they did millions of dollars in damages. And what NCSoft did was sit back for over a year and got the FBI involved to track them for money laundering, because they believed that they weren't actually using the money for the servers, and they had too much money, and they were using it to buy themselves houses and crazy shit like that. And guess what? The FBI raided all of the owners' places in the database, shut it all down, and NCSoft sued them for $3 million.
So we're all hoping that's going to happen to Homecoming, right?
Well, that could be the case if Homecoming is not on the up and up, but I think they are. I think that they are leasing it, and somehow.
Well, they have an LLC, but it's a for-profit LLC. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see at the end of the year when they file their taxes and how that goes.
How can they get away with a for-profit LLC? Also, a side question before that: won't they get us for using an I-24 server and not the weirdo one that the agreement's on, the I-25?
Look, if anybody who's hosting I-25 servers that isn't Homecoming, if Homecoming legitimately got rights to host the game, you're legally liable right there. You're hosting like heavily modified material. And also, if Homecoming is EULA's anything to take up for, and they have a contract with NCSoft, then you're hosting Leo's now approved game mode, and therefore the Homecoming can literally come at you, not even NCSoft. Leo could say that's mine. like this, that's where we're at, dude. It's fucking literally, Brad. He can go. It's Leo's game.
God damn it! That's been his end game the whole time. Fuck.
Probably, but
I'm gonna own.
I mean, these are just. There's so much shit to watch for, but yeah, dude. I mean, like it's a crackpot. You know, I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to fearmonger or scare anybody or black pill. I'm just being realistic. Like, you guys need to figure out what you're doing. Maybe form an organization. I would recommend using Swifty Files and paying the money. It's going to be kind of expensive, maybe over $1,000 in total, what you're doing. And make sure you get it all on the up and up and figure out who wants to host it, because whoever agrees on the organization that runs it as a director, they dox themselves. You have to. You know, on a legal status, you will dox yourself. I mean, you can have a business mail, so they won't know where you exactly live, but they'll know your full name and what state you're in, if you're in one.
So you gotta find somebody with balls who doesn't care.
I would not set up an LLC, because tell him to do nonprofit. If he wants to be smart, he'll do that. Do not set up a for-profit company and start
for-profit is how you get fucked.
Yeah, you do that, and then your goal is literally we're manipulating an old game that may or may not be and works with other with the original company. Yeah, you're asking to get fucked. It's just not
something interesting is I don't know if you guys remember Victory. They're a smaller server, but they're on I-25, so they might be getting fucked by all of this.
I mean, it all depends on whatever Homecoming does. Like this, at the end of the day, we're all guessing. We're theorizing that Homecoming is either full of shit or on the up and up, and they're just running with it no matter what. I mean,
well, the thing was, back in Score days, Leo wasn't ever on the up and up, and he was trying to dodge taxes. So it makes you think he's going to be legit about it now.
He's got supposedly 100,000 accounts. You know.
Oh, sure, accounts, but like, how many players?
I'm sure not as many.
Can we just start a meme? I want this to start being a meme. I want to see this in the BG thread so bad. I want to see people saying Bree is fake news. I really want it. I'm so sick of this woman. At least she credited us at the very bottom for saying we fixed our patch. That was nice. But I love how, I don't know if you read any of her shitty articles from Massively OP Pizzazz. I wouldn't. It's literal diarrhea. Mixture of her literally having sex with Leandro, and I mean that's probably real. I think she is. I mean that was a thing. I think she does sleep with him. I can't remember why, or all the ins and outs about that, because I remember he renamed the server to Bree, and he was sleeping with her or something.
I thought he renamed it to piss her off. I thought that's what the
he
implication
did it
was
as
at
a I
first.
love you type thing.
Yeah.
Oh God,
In
that's
her honor.
horrible.
So apparently they like
Who
they're
would
dating
really
or
let
something in
their
real
girlfriend
life. So.
be loaded up by so many people? Oh my God.
Yeah,
What a
but
cuck.
here's where it got
Leo loves
amazing.
being a
If you
cuck,
read
that's
the new
why.
article, they went over what happened to Methrol, and she went over it, and then she went over what happened to Reddit server, and then she goes and then she finishes those two little statements with little paragraphs each about what happened. Then she goes, if we all could remember, Homecoming's Leandro got doxxed by the evil fortune. Like, dude, she literally went, these bad things happen to these other small communities, but don't forget, Leandro got doxxed. it's kind of it's an amazing way to spin it. It just, this server gets fucked with, this server got fucked with, but remember when Leandro got doxxed? That's
Let's never forget that Leo suffered rightly.
I really recommend just reading the first couple paragraphs until you
Leo
get to the
died
end
for your
stuff.
sins and rose again on the 7th year.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then she claimed that there was 91,000 concurrent player counts, 91,000 on Homecoming.
On one chart.
That's just not true. The
She
highest.
said that.
I don't even think that many people have downloaded cream soda. Like,
Tequila is what they use, though. Cream soda is evil.
Tequila doesn't have
soda is
any
like
other option
evil
but
fucking-
Homecoming.
Like fucking Bitcoin thing, right?
I had a conversation with Bree a couple weeks
Remember,
ago.
cream soda is more poisonous than tequila to the human body.
What is her Discord name? Is it just Bree, or I've never seen her?
She's it's Bree to play, and she's actually in the round table now. She joined earlier.
Oh
today.
no! Why would you guys do that?
She was okay. No. Okay, this is because this is the whole reason why we had a conversation a couple weeks ago, because she was talking to Cass, who's the Reddit co-admin, because Bree was asking questions about the server. So we prepare a statement, la di da di da. All of a sudden, Cass posts a screen cap of someone in the roundtable fucking leaking something I said like 2 weeks ago in the roundtable. So we said, okay, she's gonna get fucking leaks anyway. We may as well just bring her in here, so that nothing is out of context. But she's there, so if you need to talk to her, she's there. Because
I don't have anything to talk. I've already told her my gripes. I said every time I read an article on her City of Heroes stuff, because she's the only one that writes about it, I said it's extremely.
talk about it in there.
She tells she gives the facts. She gives the facts up front, and then she adds her own tasteful spin on her opinion, and it's always an opinion of dismissal or skepticism or biased, and then she deflects over to Homecoming every time and how great they are.
Because this was the whole reason I brought her up in the first place, is because I got in contact with her after the leaks to talk to her, to tell her what was up. And the entire time she's trying to tell me all these leading questions and trying to get me to say certain things, and I wasn't taking the fucking bait. And finally I'm like laying into her about how, look, you don't understand. Homecoming has done all of this shit just so they can have a monopoly. And she's all, no, well, I've talked to them and they're all really nice guys, and it's really not like that. And what blew my mind was, you are aware that we have a post calling them out with evidence of everything they've done. And she's like, oh no, I haven't seen that. So she's going to sit there and pretend like they're all hunky-dory and not even do any research into the shit people have said.
Are we really expecting a journalist to have integrity, though?
Yeah, no, it's fake news. But she, I just don't. I told her this. I wrote her like a whole thing on her comment section, and she never responded to it. But people posted at it really angrily because you remember that, Big Boss. I linked it. I said, "What do you guys think of this comment?" And,
See, I want to present no lie. I actually did plan on becoming a journalist at one point, but even in college, you learned how sleazy it was, and I couldn't even do it.
I don't know. I mean, it's just I don't. That's why I just don't deal with it. It's just a fucking mess. I don't know. But she's very agenda. I think she's being paid personally. That's the only thing I can get out of it. There's no way she could suck some. Either she's sleeping with Leo, or somebody's cutting her a check and guaranteeing her money.